Today is 24 already. June 24, 2020. Over 3 months with COVID. COVID is everywhere out there. People are afraid of now. People having difficulty with their business. People out of their job. People have to stay off work for without pay. And us here so busy with content.
Can you mute people when you talk?
I mute all, but then I unmute.
Anh có coi gọi Lina không vậy?
Can you text her?
Okay. You can use a text, the chat function right under this window, so you can text each other, so you don't. Okay, and you can, like Tam said, this is a Zoom session, so only allow one person talk at a time. So if you need to talk, if you have questions, concerns, or any thing you want to say, text in the chat option right below this, right below this window. Then I monitor it and I will read it out, or you can ask us later when once Tam finish his demo. Try because we don't want to interrupt people following his demo, so we just mute everyone now and apologize upfront, but we will get back to you after the demo. Okay.
Also, you can in your Zoom there is a speaker's view. So if you click on that, then you can see just my screen because I'm the one who speaks, and then you can just toggle back and forth. Okay.
What Tam mean by we have two different views. One is speaker view and one is gallery view. So you choose speaker view. On your phone, you will just need to swipe, pull your window over, that you can see the speaker. Okay. So we Kangen Star team, we are around the world. Tam Nguyen from Canada, Toronto, Canada, and we have people from Vietnam, from Denver, from US, and Thuy from far away from Tam in Canada as well.
Winnipeg, yeah.
Yes. So thanks a lot for technology. Right now we can connect to everyone in the world, and with this way we can help so many people to have good water for this difficulty of time that many people are afraid of their health, their family, and viruses, and they need to build up their immune system and stay away from COVID. So here we are, Kangen water, very necessary for every house nowadays. So that's why we are so busy, and because of that, every week we have 2 live demo sessions on Zoom like this, one on Monday night and one on Wednesday night, just like this. And we start at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So wherever you at, convert that time into your local time and plan to join us for this demo. And for your own information, or for invite your guests, invite your friends, and whoever you prefer, you could get the referral appreciation a commission from company as well. So that's really generous of energy. And here's Tam Nguyen from Toronto. He has 23 plus years in health advisor for City of Toronto, and now he is in this Kangen water business with us for over 2 years. And he one of the very hard health person, which is he dive deep and research really thoroughly about this water and as well as technology. So because a person come from health science background like Tam, and me, a person come from technology, and myself an engineer. So not easy to convince, right? But once we convince, once we get to it, we get to it really deep. And because of that, we would like to share our knowledge, share what we have learned, and share what we have experienced. So you, your guests, your family can catch information from us, and from there, we just wish that we all have good health. We all can protect our family, especially this time. I see Tam got disconnected. So let I introduce you quick before Tam come back. This company named Enagic. Enagic is a shortcut of energy magic. This company been around since 1974 and is located in Japan. That's where it's come from. But now it's have more than 40 offices around the world, over 23 countries, and it can distribute the water over 174 countries around the world. So saying that, if you have people in Thailand, in Vietnam, in Hong Kong, in Philippines, in Europe, in France, in everywhere, anywhere, even Mexico. So just reach out to us or reach out to people who introduce you, and we can guide you to the local office. So with local office like that, it's easy to provide service and maintenance for these machines. Each of these machines behind me here, these are the models of Kangen water system. It has different models. So I still miss the under-counter one and the shower unit. I don't have it here, but they don't have a lot of model. But because of that, they very focus on the quality, and they focus on the technology. So because of that, it bring out the products is really have high quality, and that this machine have gold seal about water quality. This is gold seal from WQA, Water Quality Association, that you see the gold seal on each machine. And also it have the gold seal about electrolysis technology. Tam will go deeper with you on the technology a bit later on once he gets back. But this device is a combination of filtration technology and electrolysis technology. Electrolysis technology, what's so special about it? The water go through the filter, but it can remove like undissolvable substances in the water, like mud, lead, mercury, copper, all the chunks that left in the water, right? So it can filter that out. It can filter out chemicals where it's come from. Even though like you guys live in Canada or in Denver where Tracy and Annie live, those areas have really good water because that the snow areas and a lot raining too. So consider the water really good quality, right? But you look back, the water not go straight from sky go into your house. It have to go through the water treatment centers, and from those centers the water go through all the treatments, and that where they add bleach, where they add chlorine, where they add all kind of chemicals into the water. Even though the water once it come into your house, is purified, it don't have bacteria anymore, but deep in the back there's some sort of chemicals in it. We can test it in a little bit later, and with that can take out from the filter. The filter can take out chemicals, and also the filter can take out bacteria including microbacteria. And the filter simply, it just look like this, it's small like this, but it can filter out for 6,000 liters or 1,500 gallons of water. There's Tam back. Tam, I just go through with people about where the company comes from,
Okay.
how long in the business,
Mm-hmm.
kind of have the background of it. And people, I introduce this a combination technology of filtration and electrolysis technology. And
Okay.
I just briefly talk about the gold seal for water quality and technology. So back to you.
Okay, so continue to what you are saying. So this machine is very special compared to all the other ones on the market. As you know, if you've done your research, there are a lot of companies out there that try to make the water. So can I show my screen, or can you see me? Okay. So this this machine here is made 100% from Japan. It's the only true OEM, which is original equipment manufacturer. What that means is every parts that is in this machine is made from Japan. There's no outsourcing. Everything is from one company, from one factory. It's original equipment manufacturer. They also the companies also have like 40 service centers over 23 countries that take care of the machine as regional offices in different countries, and they do services and distribution of the machine. And so I'm not sure if we mentioned about the certification. This machine has 3 ISO certification. ISO stands for International Standard Organization, and that's 9001, which is the quality of the machine. 14001, which is environmental friendly, and the very most prestigious ISO is 13485, which is considered as a medical device. And also it has a gold seal for Water Quality Association. So Annie mentioned about the filter. It's very special because it's basically patent technology from Japan. It's a combination of 3 technology in one. It's a mechanical filter. There's a mechanical filter and calcium sulfite, and then activated carbon. So what does it do? This is basically it follows the guideline of NSF 61. If you know about water, it's what basically is for drinking water. I know Tracy is in water business, so I'm sure she knows that guidelines. And so it removes all the contaminants, basically lead, heavy metals, which is lead, mercury, and things like that. It also removes chlorine, which is very harmful to our health, and also it improve taste, odor, and it removes like 100% or 99.9% bacteria, microbes, anything that can be living in the water. So the special thing about this water is this filter is it removes everything else, but it keeps the minerals. It is the minerals that is actually allows us to do electrolysis. So when the water is filtered, it goes right into the plates. So the machine now has 7 plates. This model had 8 plates, and the plate is made of titanium, pure medical grade titanium, 99.97% titanium, and it's coated with platinum, or dipped with platinum. The reason why titanium is medical grade titanium is the same titanium that you grab the bone if you have like a hip fracture and things like that. So you use that alloy, and also it's coated or dipped with platinum, which is white gold, and that's the reason why it's expensive, because of the plates. And also Japanese technology, as you know, lasts very long. It lasts 15 to 25 years. Although this machine is 5-year warranty, but the longevity of the machine is 15 to 25 years. Also, it has a very special power supply. Its combination, if Toy is an electrical engineer, so he would know. The power supply is a linear transformer in NSPF, which is switch mode power supply, as well as it has a condenser, which is a capacitor. So basically, what it does is it regulates the voltage very nicely to go through this electrolysis plates. And these plates are the reason why the plates are being the alloy is being used is because it doesn't rust and it doesn't dissipate heat, so you don't lose heat, and it also lasts very long, and it doesn't oxidize, right? So after the water goes through this electrolysis plates, then it can make 7 types of water, right? So free drinking water, one for drinking water is 8.5 pH, 9.0 and 9.5, and it also makes 7.0, which is for medication and baby formula. Basically, clean water is the water that does not go through electrolysis, right? So it's just filter water. And then you have beauty water for your skin, a natural toner, and it helps with a lot of skin conditions such as psoriasis, eczema, and other skin conditions. And then the special thing about this machine that's no other machine in the industry has is the medical grade strong acidic water. So the strong acidic water is basically is a hypochlorous acid, which is an FDA approved for disinfectant. And this machine is the only one in the market can make it, because it uses a special enhancer to make this water. And this is the reason why it's being used in over 250 hospitals in Japan for like wound care and disinfecting medical equipment and things like that. And it's been approved as a medical device in Japan as well. So the machine and the company has been around for 46 years. So therefore, you can buy with confidence that the machine is not, the company is not going to go away. And so that's any questions about this thing? I'm going to go through the special drinking water, because the drinking water, why it helps a lot with it has 3 properties: antioxidant, high in alkaline, is rich in minerals, and it is what do you call it? Very negative ORP, which is the antioxidant. Okay, so as you know, I have a presentation here, so I'm just going to go through it before I miss anything. So as you know, our body is made of 90% water, right? This is weird. Is that the right one? Sorry, guys. Yeah, okay. So there's some Vietnamese. I thought I had a different slide, but okay. So you know that our body is mainly made of water, right? Our immune system is 93%, our heart is 79%, lungs 80%, blood 83%, your brain, even the hardest part of your body, which is your bone, is also 22% water. As you know, if your body is made of water, and water is very important to your health. Not only that, all the function of the water, such as digestive system, circulatory system, respiratory, immune system, and even your brain needs water, right? And so most of us lose water every day. Every breath you take, you lose some water, right? So you lose a lot from respiration, metabolism, skin evaporation, digestion, excretions. So most of us don't drink enough water. So dehydration is a big issue with a lot of people. And here I have a book here. I'm not sure you can see it, but this book here it says your body mainly cries for water. You're not sick, you're thirsty. Don't treat thirst with medication. And this is like one of the bestseller book right now. It's made by a doctor, and he basically go through very detailed research on why our body need water, right? And dehydration is the cause of all the sickness. And he actually has diagram and things like that that tells you exactly. I actually read this book. It's really quite interesting. With a lot of explanation of what happens when you dehydrate. And as you say, doctor says, you know, you need to take like 8 glass of drink of 8 to 12 glass a day to you know, to replenish all this water in your body. And not only that, you have to drink enough water to hydrate yourself, but not all water is the same, right? So we drink juice and all kinds of stuff, but the quality of the water dictates the quality of your health as well. So if you drink juice and you know, coffee all day, that can't, you know, although you get water, but it's it can't be that you know, helpful to your body, right? So not all water is the same. So today we're going to talk about this special Kangen water and its properties and how it can help with sickness and degenerative disease and things like that. So I just want to make a little you know, medical claim here. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not here to tell you that this is a miracle water and it's gonna replace all your medication and you don't have to see the doctor. If you have sickness, please consult with your doctor. This is a preventive medicine in that realm. So it would help, the water would help your health, and the best way to even know is to try the water, and you can experience for yourself. But you know, I don't have any medical claims here. Whatever I'm presenting is a result of my research, and it's all substantiated by medical studies. Okay. So most of us we all drink water, right? Most of us drink bottled water. So bottled water, the problem with bottled water is it has a perception that is clean and it's pure because it's in the bottle, right? In fact, it's the worst thing that you can drink to your body, for your body. First, here's NBC News, and they have studied that they found 38 chemicals in 10 popular brands in the US. And some of them actually have is a cancer-linked chemicals. On average, 8 contaminants is found in each bottle of water like this, okay? So they even found, this is Fox News here, they found 24,500 chemicals found in bottled water. So bottled water is not as pure as you think, right? Plastic leaching is another thing, right? The water is good, but by the time it get to you, you get all kinds of you know, plastic leaching because it's been sitting in the bottle for 6 months, right? In plastic for 6 months. Not only that, they just found out in 2008 that microplastic is also found in this water. The reason is, and you can see Aquafina is one of it as well. On average, 325 plastic particles in every liter of water like this, okay? The reason why is during the process of bottling, the bottle is melted, the plastic is melted into a mold, right? From a mold. And they don't wash the bottle, so they just pour water in and they cap it. So during the process of bottling, a lot of debris of microplastics remains inside the bottle. And so you're drinking this every day if you're drinking bottle. And how much do you drink? According to some studies, you can actually ingest 5 grams a week if you drink this exclusively. In fact, it's equivalent to like eating a credit card. That's how bad it is of bottled water, okay? Not only that, bottled water, 64% of it is basically filter water, right? Aquafina is one of it. They actually have studies saying that Aquafina actually use tap water and they just filter it. And they bottle like this. They sell it with a price. But not only that, it's demineralized. And that is actually said on the label. If you have a chance to read the label, it says demineralized water. Why is it demineralized? I don't know why, but basically it's clean, right? In fact, there has been studies that the minerals is actually very good for your health, and without the minerals, you can get all kinds of sickness. And here is the studies about minerals. Here, this is the World Health Organization, okay? It says that sufficient evidence is now available to confirm that health consequences from drinking water deficient in calcium, magnesium. Calcium, magnesium is 2 minerals that's the most abundant in water, in regular water, right? Lake water, you know, tap water. So calcium, magnesium. calcium is very important, as you know. It's been people, we need calcium every day, right? Actually, water, if you drink like mineral water, regular water, it actually can supplement 30%, up to 30% of your daily calcium requirement. And if you drink this, then there's no calcium, no nothing, right? And over time, you can, it's a risk of sudden death. If it's low in magnesium, you can have higher risk of motor neuronal disease, pregnancy disorder, sudden death in infants, and some type of cancer. You can see water without minerals, you can cause all kinds of stuff like that. Not only that, a lot of people have reverse osmosis filtration at home, right? Reverse osmosis is also very good, but it's producing dead water. It basically remove everything from the water, right? And including minerals. So here I'm gonna do, how do you even know that the water has minerals or not, right? So here I have 3 filtered water. Aquafina is one. It's from Pepsi Cola. Dasani is from Coca-Cola. Actually, these 2 brands are actually the most selling brand in the world, because I guess they advertise really well. So here we have Smart Water. It's in Canada. It's very popular as well. Smart Water is actually not filtered, but it is distilled water, right? So distilled water also takes minerals away. So, and then of course we have the Kangen water. As I mentioned earlier, our filter remove all contaminants, but it keeps the minerals. So here you can see this is the light. So when minerals is present, right, it will conduct electricity, right? And when it conducts electricity, it basically complete the minus and plus, right, which is negative and positive. So then basically it completes the circuit. So the light would turn on, right? So here you can see that Smart Water, nothing. Dasani, nothing. Aquafina, nothing, right? And again, Kangen water, right? You can see how bright it is. So that means it has a lot of minerals. And these minerals are not added from the filter. A lot of technology out there, a lot of machines out there, they add minerals from the filter to make it alkaline. So they think that, the machine makes alkaline water, but it's actually man-made alkaline. What do I mean by man-made alkaline? Actually, you know what? Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay. So please, if you don't see me, if I'm not switching the screen properly, let me know, okay?
Mm.
So what was I saying? Yeah. So if you see a lot of machines out there can claim to make the same kind of alkaline water, but it's not the same, right? For example, I'll just give you an example. In Canada, we have this water. It's aqua hydrate, right? It's very expensive. This one I bought it for I think $8, right? And it says 9.5 pH or 9 plus pH. Okay. In fact, if I measure it, it's actually only 8.5, by the way. So I'm going to show you the pH chart. Let me just put this away. So like other machines that make man-made alkaline, these water also is man-made alkaline water, right? So alkaline is basically so here is the color indicates the alkalinity. Can you see? Yeah. So pH is measured from 7, which is neutral, and then anything above 7 is alkaline. Anything below 7 is acidic, right? So this is alkaline water from the store, and this is our alkaline water, right? So I'm going to have a pH indicator, which when I drop in here, it will change color. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see it's not as alkaline as you had hoped, right? But it's still alkaline. So now my breath is actually can acidify this water because carbon dioxide, right? As I'm going to show you later what that means. But basically right now, I'm going to see the stability of this water. And this is the same thing as other machines in the market. The alkalinity that it makes is not as stable as you think. I've actually tested a few machine in the market, and they claim to make alkaline, but they have all kinds of minerals added, and the color is not as I mean the alkalinity is not as what do you call it? It's not as stable. So I'm gonna have a stopwatch. Let's see if I can do this. Input. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a stopwatch so that I can count how many seconds it's going to take to acidify the acidity.
I don't see your stopwatch yet.
Not yet?
Oh, I don't see anything.
You don't see anything?
Yeah, I just see your face in the cups.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay, let I start my stopwatch, okay?
Okay, yeah, start the stopwatch. Sorry.
See?
Wrong with my internet today. Very strange.
Okay. Okay, so my showing 0 now. Go ahead and start. 1, 2, 3,
Okay.
go.
Okay.
Stop.
It
8.
becomes yellow, right? So
8.
here I have the pH scale right here, right? Yellow is acidic, right? This is green, which is neutral, and anything above that is alkaline. So now this is the Kangen water.
So 8 seconds, remember.
8 seconds, okay. Go ahead.
Hold on. Okay, go. Okay, stop. Okay.
How many seconds that?
18 seconds now.
So 8 versus 18, and we still alkaline. This one is already acidic, right? My breath is carbon dioxide, and it goes in here. It makes carbonic acid, right? So the your breath is actually very carbon dioxide is very acidic in your body, so your body is expelling. So you can see the difference in the stability, and this is the same thing with other machines. If you have other machines that claim to make the same alkaline water, do this test, and you know that the alkaline water is not the same. Okay. So since we are in the topic of alkalinity, so we're going to measure alkaline. Okay. So as you know, why is alkaline good for your health? I'm changing the
So you measure your ORP?
Yeah, I know. I haven't measured OLP yet, but since I'm talking about alkaline, I just want to get the alkaline out of the way. Okay. So anyways, fine. We can do OLP. Just for you to know. Okay. So What's ORP is what she's saying is basically the antioxidant oxidation properties. And so here I have a machine here, right? This machine here is basically, it's an ORP meter. The machine is not a special machine by any means. It's a machine that you can buy on Amazon, anything like that. Can you see? Yeah. Okay. So you can see that in the air, there's also oxidation, right? So you can see the reading already in the air as well. So now we have it's measured by millivolts. So what the figure you see here is millivolts, which is the electrolytes in the water. And if you see on my screen, you see minus, which is on this left here, is antioxidant, right? And this plus is oxidizing. So the meter is called ORP because it stands for oxidation reduction potential, right? Oxidation means it's oxidizing, and reducing means antioxidant. So you measure the potential of oxidizing or potential to reduce the oxidizing agent, which is antioxidant. Okay, so it's minus, it's good for your health basically. So I'm gonna measure different water and see what is the reading to see if it's oxidizing or it's reducing, which is antioxidant, right? And tap water. And we have Kangen water. Actually, I'm going to add another water, which is that special water that I buy so expensive, $9 something. To see if it's actually, the alkalinity is not as good, but at least let's check to see if it's actually oxidizing or antioxidant or not. Okay, so here you can see my my meter, right? You see the minus in front, minus 850, right? So that is really minus on the left-hand side, right? So now let's check from left to right, okay? This is soda.
A positive 300.
Positive 315, okay? You don't see the minus. And then now puree water. This is very expensive water, right? So you can see it's positive 360. So which is on the right hand side. You can see the chart. All the soda, the drinks, everything is 300 plus. So this is Aquafina 317, Dasani 339, Smart Water 350, 349. Tap water should be high. See, 400. Why? Because tap water has chlorine, and chlorine is also oxidizing, right? So the tap water is actually very bad for your health because of this, right? It's going up almost like 500. So now the special, they call it Electrolytes Water from the store. You can see it's still positive 300. It's actually going down, right? So it's still low, but see, it's 200 something, which is good still, but it's still very oxidizing because it's plus. Now look at the sign, minus 800. You see the sign, minus? So our water is very antioxidizing, right? So why is it good for your health? Because our body is tons of free radicals. The processed food you eat, the air you breathe, even exercise, or your immune system fighting against viruses and bacteria in your body also produce free radicals in your body. So your body is full of free radicals, right? But so our water is very special because you get food that's antioxidant as well, but you got to eat it and you gotta digest it, right? But here the water absorbs right straight into your body.
Hold on, Tam. People who don't see the screen, just slide the screen on your cell phone, slide it, you will see Tam. Because people text say they cannot see the screen. Just slide, use a finger, slide the screen, you should see it. Okay, Tam, continue.
Yeah, the speaker's view, yeah. So you can see that it's very oxidizing. So now, this water comes from tap, right? So the tap water is very oxidizing right now, right? It's going up, right? So watch what happens when I pour this in here. Right now it's oxidizing water. This water is antioxidant, so the number should go down, right? See, the number become minus. So it's antioxidant, right? From oxidizing water, now it becomes antioxidant water. So you can see that this water is very special in that way, that it reduce and help to neutralize a lot of free radicals in your body. And what does free radical do? Okay, I'm gonna be back to my share screen, okay? Free radical is actually the culprit of many sickness and disease out there. And you know, if you can ask any doctor, he will agree with me. Here is what happened. Okay, so here I'm going to show you a little bit of the technology of the electrolysis. So water here, it flows into the filter, and then it goes through these chambers. These are the plates that we talked about, titanium plate coated with platinum, and because electricity, it will split the water. And this is how it split the water. You get the positive charge on one plate and negative charge on another plate, and basically you're zapping with lightning, right? So these electricity allow us to split the water to alkaline stream and acidic stream. And this alkaline stream is basically going to the top holes of this machine, and the acidic is going to the bottom holes. And that's how the technology is not fancy. It's actually Michael Faraday is the electrician guy that actually can calculate, and he has formula to measure exactly how we can even get electrolysis from this technology, right? So this is what happened inside the chamber. So you got the negative plate and positive plate, and the natural minerals in the water is attracted the positive ions, which is the good minerals. This is alkaline minerals like iron, sodium, calcium, magnesium, potassium. These are positive ions, and it's get attracted to the negative node, or we call it the cathode, right? And this is the anode. So the cathode attracts all these minerals, and these minerals, water also gets split, the negative OH and H plus. And because of the diaphragm, it will basically keeps the two type of water separate, right? And this water is what comes out from the top holes. So it's rich in minerals. Like we saw the test there, the light test. And it's also alkaline because it's combined with the OH minus here. So you got sodium hydroxide, calcium dihydroxide, calcium bihydroxide. All right, and also you have hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is what caused the minus ORP, because it is considered a very strong antioxidant, and there's a lot of research on this. Now, here is the summary of all the research out there. Right now, we have close to 500 research on hydrogen-rich water and how it helps with your health. Basically, this is your cell, and this is your nucleus. And hydrogen is just a small element. It's the first element in your periodic table, right? It's very small. Active hydrogen can go right through the cell, go through the cell membrane, and it actually go right into the nucleus, and it actually protects the nucleic acid, which is the genetic materials, which is your genes, right? So it protects you from mutation, which is we call the oxidation stress. Oxidation stress is basically the free radicals in your body that is actually harmful to your DNA, right? Which is causing mutation. So it's antioxidant, it's anti-inflammation, and it's anti-apoptosis. Apoptosis is basically the natural cell death, which is the dying of the cells, right? So it's basically, it's anti-aging, right? So anti-apoptosis, anti-inflammation, and anti-oxidation. Those are the 3 properties that this hydrogen can do. And this is the reason why this water is not sold in the market, a bottle like this, because you need to drink it fresh. Because with hydrogen, active hydrogen is a gas, right? It get dissolved in the water. You drink it, you get all the benefits. But if you leave it for 24 hours to 48 hours, it's gone. And you can actually measure the ORP, and it's nothing. It doesn't have that minus reading anymore. So you know that it's so here is basically an example of all the disease and sickness that hydrogen, active hydrogen can do. Include Parkinson disease that is in clinical trial right now for hydrogen-rich water. So you can see that hydrogen-rich water for us, not for us, but helps all kinds of sickness and disease out there. And these are all research in PubMed and things like that. You can read on it, or if you're interested in finding out certain disease, how this water can help, I can show you all the findings, medical findings. Okay, so hydrogen is everywhere, right? You can see in the market, you can see hydrogen water like this, like a little cup. You plug it in 6 minutes, it produces hydrogen water, and it costs like $1,153. That's just crazy, right? Our hydrogen is a lot. I mean, the machine, this is a Enagic website, which is the company website, and the dissolved hydrogen is about 1.5 milligram per liter. The maximum amount of hydrogen can be dissolved in water is 1.6. So for us, it's almost maximum amount of hydrogen that in the water. That's why some people call it hydrogen-rich water. So it's not just alkaline, right? It's actually hydrogen-rich. So we talk about oxidation stress. Here is your DNA, right? And all these things are free radicals. If you can see, it's OH plus, OH plus, OH plus. Why is plus? Because it's looking for a minus, right? So it basically robs an electron from your cell, especially your DNA. And then when it robs an electron like that, you will get aging. You can get all kinds of cell mutation. So this is in your body. You have free radical like this, and it's deficient in an electron. It's hunger for an electron. So again, if I go back here, your body inflammation also causes free radicals. Mitochondria, which is your engine that produce energy in your body, also produce free radicals. UV, of course, radiation, right? Smoking, air pollution, all kinds of stuff like that you bombard every day. Just also stress, exertion, even just the processed food you eat, all the chemicals that you put in your body also produce like antibody and free radicals, right? So this is what happened with the free radicals. It goes around your body and it robs an electron, and this stable molecule becomes defective, right? So if you're talking about DNA, this is what happened. Your DNA actually is very fragile, and you can see that this is a strand here. So when you have the free radicals, it will break the strand, and that's what happened when a mutation happens. So when that happened, it start to replicate wrong, right? And it start to grow, right? And that's how you get the tumor from this, right? So the reason why I'm drawing cancer is because to me, this water helps a lot, and there's a lot of studies out there, but we just don't know about it. In fact, if you know, in Canada, the rate of cancer is 1 in 2, right? So you can see, I'll show you, it's staggering, scary, right? Do I have it here? No, I don't, sorry. It's another slide. So in Canada, it's 1 in 2 people will have cancer, and in the US, it's 1 in 3, right? So cancer caused by a lot by environment. 90% of the cause of cancer is environment. The food you eat, the air you breathe, and the water you drink, right? Air is getting polluted. Food, it's always contaminated, or a lot of processed food with all kinds of chemicals to please your taste bud, but has no nutritional value, but also full of chemicals. And the water you drink is also becoming more polluted, right? So we all need it. Okay, here's the medical news. In US, 1 in 2 women and 1 in 3 would develop cancer. In UK, 1 in 2 women were diagnosed with cancer. This is just UK and US, but it's everywhere, right? Cancer doesn't discriminate. This is Canada. This is Canadian statistics. Canada remains leading cause of death in cancer, and nearly 1 in 2 Canadians will develop cancer. 1 in 2, guys. So if you look at the medical field, that right now I can live from a pig's heart. If my heart fails, they can replace my heart with a pig's heart, but they cannot deal with cancer, like medically speaking. So it's always about prevention, right? So this water, because it's antioxidant, it's preventing a lot of sickness, including cancer. Okay, so again, this is not a medical claim. This is just a research that I've seen and done. So here we talk about alkaline, right? So alkalinity is also another property of this water, and you can see being water. I mean, the in the market right now, things like that. Sorry. But in health food, you can see that they're talking about always balance the food, right? Because 80% of the food you eat is actually very acidic, right? So to get health, you need to get that balance, right? So the balance is like this. So if you see here, our body is actually our blood is 7.36 to 7.45, right? So our blood is actually alkaline, right? Slightly alkaline. But most of the stuff we eat is acidic, right? So if you look at the 6.0, which is pH, if you know that about a pH scale from 7 to 6 is not just 1, it's actually 10 times the potential hydrogen, right? Because of the negative log. That's just a math thing. But basically from 6 to 7, the amount of hydronium ion is like 10 times, right? So 5 foot 6 is like 10 times. So you can see that for 5 here, you got fish, you got milk, yogurt, brown rice, eggs. It's all acidic at 6.0, right? And then here you have beans, chicken, turkey, white rice. This is the stuff we eat every day. It's Asian, right? And we know that it's acidic, right? So imagine you eat this like for how many years of your life already, right? So our body constantly fighting to keep that balance of acid and alkaline, right? So as you see those books, they ask you to eat like a lot more alkaline stuff, like up here, right? Apples and olive oil and raw spinach and things like that. If you look at this lemon and limes, it's very alkaline, right? Because it's actually although you think it's citric acid, so it's sour, so it's acidic, but it's actually, when you go to your body, it becomes alkaline, right? So most of this food, when you digest, it becomes alkaline. This water, when you drink, it's direct alkaline, right? So it absorbs your body. It helps a lot with your kidneys and your liver to detox all these acidity that your body takes every day. So now here we look at water, right? Water, we have reverse osmosis. We have distilled water, purified water, and bottled water, sport drinks. It's all very acidic. You think water makes the same, right? You think it's white, it's colorless, so but water is actually acidic. So I'm going to show you what acidic is with water, okay? So here is tap water. I deliberately line it up this way so you can see the scale. Can I have to stop my screen so you can see, right? Can you see now? Okay, so here I have a small scale here, but you can see on the top there too. So I deliberately put these water this way so to show you the level of acidity, right? So I'm going to drop like 4 drops for each type of water. So you can see so far it's all yellow, right? Yellow is acidic, right? You can see here on top, yellow is between 5 and 6, right? You see, they're all yellow. So it's all very acidic. Now, tap water is usually neutral because the city actually put like lye or sodium hydroxide sometimes, or what we call it, so that it can be neutralized. But you know, in lake water, it could be a little bit more acidic. So through the treatment and things like that, it becomes you know, and the rusting of the pipes and things like that. So the city put to make sure that it is actually neutral or a bit alkaline. So now you have the alkaline there. You can we saw earlier, and the Kangen. Right? You can see the difference in the different level of acidity, right? So as you can see, Kangen is the most alkaline water here, right? So let's say you go out and you drink all this, and you go home and you start to drink a little bit of, we have the alkaline water now, right, to drink, or you eat a lot of food that's acidic. So now you drink this, right? So it basically has the ability to alkalize this water just a little bit, and it become alkaline. These are acidic water, right? So just a little bit, you can actually make it all alkaline, right? Same here. But watch these two. These two, the water takes a long time. See? You can see here, it's yellow, which is acidic. If I pour it in, it tries to alkalize, but then it becomes acidic again, right? You see that? It's very acidic. That's also the case with soda pop. Soda pop, because it has sugar and it has gas, right? Carbon dioxide. This is, as I showed you earlier, my breath is actually very acidic, so it acidifies the water. So you can see that if you have to drink, avoid, you know, carbonated water, avoid sugar water, because that's where the acidity is, right? In fact, if you drink 1 cup of this or 1 bottle of this, you have to drink 32 bottles of alkaline water to neutralize. Just to show you how acidified, acidic this water is. If you pour a little bit here, it will acidify the water in no time. See that? It neutralizes the water. I mean, it acidifies all the water again, and I still have a lot left, right? So you can see that it acidified everything. Very acidic. So the food you eat, the water you drink is acidic. That is why you need to drink more alkaline water to balance, because 80% of the food you eat, you're already eating, and you're always so used to eating. You know, you can't stop eating rice. You can't stop eating meat. Meat is made of proteins, right? Proteins are made of what? Building blocks of proteins are amino acid, right? Amino acid, right? So when you eat proteins, a lot of protein, you get a lot of acidic into your body, right? And you have to pee it out, you know, because your body, your kidneys is constantly filtering, right? But drinking alkaline water would help your body, and it prevents all kind of metabolic, you know, sickness that you can have from over acidity or acidosis. I see a chat here. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the third property. So now this Kangen water is alkaline, right? This is for drinking, but it's also the alkalinity. We can also make a very special alkaline water. It's the 11.5. If you can see here, right? 11.5 pH is very high pH. It's for cleaning, degreasing, right? And so I put in a bottle like this. You can spray and wipe all your countertop. Why? Because it can emulsify oil, right? Alkaline, like soap and stuff like that. The reason why it can you can wash all the grease is because of the alkalinity. It's very high in alkaline, right? This water is 11.5. So now here I have tomatoes, right? Tomato, this I bought it from Walmart. So the tomato that they grow in the farm. Obviously, they would have pesticide, right? They spray pesticide in the tomatoes. And pesticide, as you know, is oil-based, right? It has oil. Reason why it has oil so that it stick to the leaves and stick to the fruit. So when you water the plants or the rain comes, it doesn't get washed off, right? So it sticks to the fruit. So now when you harvest it, you bring it home. Before you bring it home, people spray with wax, right? The reason why they say wax is so that it can increase the shelf life, so it lasts longer. It doesn't ripe as fast, right? So now you have the pesticide covered with the wax, right? So now you bring it home and you wash it with tap water, right? As you normally would, right? So now I have the Kangen water, and people tell me that I can use it to wash to remove oil and stuff like that, so it will revitalize my fruit and remove all the pesticide, herbicides like suicide, So there you go. So here I have one side is water with tap water, and this is with Kangen water to wash it. Okay, so I'll show you what emulsified oil means. Okay, here I have sesame oil, right? So sesame, if water and oil don't mix, right? So if I pour water into oil, what happened? It gets separated, right? Oil on top because it's lighter, right? Here I have the 11.5 alkaline water. As you can see, the oil get emulsified. It's like milk, right? You see the difference, right? So this, because it's oil, it can emulsify. That's why it remove all the pesticide and things like that.
You pour the water in the oil. Tam, can you pour the oil in a cup again and pour it in front of us so we can see? Because when you poured it, we didn't see.
Oh, you want to see it again?
Yeah, just in front of us. Come on, you do a demo.
Okay. So oil here. I'm going to just pour into a cup so you can see that this water is just clean water, white, colorless. The only thing is the structure is different after the electrolysis. Okay, just to make you happy. Here's the oil. Here is the water, right? You can see that, right? It's turned to milk, and it emulsifies really well. Okay. So now I have rice, right? Rice is also full of preservative, and I have a friend who is in Kangen, right? She works in rice export, and I asked her, do you spray any stuff on the rice? And she said that before it get packaged, they fumigate. That's the term she used, like fumigate the rice. Fumigating is, like if you you have cockroach at home and things like that, you fumigate your whole house to kill all the bacteria for all the cockroaches, right? Fumigation is basically putting chemicals. It's a nice word for putting chemicals into the rice. So that why? So that it preserve the rice from insects, from mold, right? And also if it's a scented rice, then they actually put like scented jasmine in here, so it smells nice, but it's all artificial, right? So now again, I have rice here, right? I wash with regular water, tap water, and with this cup, I wash with 11.5 Kangen water. Okay. This is Kangen water, and this is regular water. So let me remove all this. I tend to be messy in the demo because of all these cups. Okay. So here, regular water with washing the rice, and Kangen water washing the rice. Can you see the difference? One is white and one is yellow. This one is yellow. This one is, I'm getting a mirror image here. So this is milky, right? And this is all yellow stuff. So you can see that, actually from far you can see better. So you can see that the rice that I washed with the Kangen water, the strong 11.5, it actually removed all the stuff, and you can smell it. It takes all away all the scent and all the stuff, right? Now it's back to our tomatoes. Here, this is tomato with regular water. And this is tomato wash with Kangen water, 11.5. Can you see the difference? Right? One is like yellow and the other one is white. So now the tomato is cleaner, it's fresher. It has no, you can actually feel it. There's no wax anymore, and it's actually tastes much better. It's sweeter and it's more crunchy. It's more fresh. And this is why is it crunchy? Because a water is very small cluster. Basically, the molecule is very small and it's penetrated into the fruit to make it crunchy, because these tomato has been around for a long time, so it dehydrate, right? It's basically, it's like a wilting flower, right? So now you got water in. This water can absorb into the tomatoes, because we can do a test, a taste test right now, but for you guys. But trust me, tastes better. It's in the fridge longer, it's fresher, and it removes all the contaminants. So you can actually safely use your fruit and vegetable now without worrying about buying organic fruit, because you're worrying about the spray, right? So my next property of this water is microcluster. As I mentioned, the fruit gets fresher and it's get hydrated, so it's crunchier. So now we're talking about hydration, right? Microcluster is basically increase the hydration level in the water, because how do you know if the water is good or bad, right? In terms of hydration, any water that's moving water, right? Like water, like spring water, or water from they call artesian water. Artesian water is that's pressure and is pushed up from the ground, right? So you can see all this bubble, and water is like rushing down from the ground. So that's artesian water. Fiji water is artesian water. So those are moving water, right? And moving water is very good for hydration and things like that. Why? Because when it moves, it actually, anything moves that has a friction, right? So they call it shear force, right? So it breaks the bonds of the water. So water cluster is smaller, right? So I'm going to share with you the what that means. Actually, I have another slide here. This is the alkaline. This is the result of alkalinity. So it's very good for your gut health. This is a constipating person, like chronic constipation, and after drinking 3 months, 6 months, it clears up the gut. So if you're constipated, you have any digestive problem, things like that, this water helps a lot. And actually, constipation is a. Can you see?
No.
Sorry. I have to share now. Okay.
Nice. Okay.
Right. So you can see over time your gut health is like this, right? So, you know, by drinking the water after 6 months, it cleans up like this. These are colonoscopy pictures of Dr. Shinya. You can see Dr. Shinya. He's very famous. He wrote many books, best-selling books. And he recommends all his patients to use this water. And this is like his before and after pictures of his patient. And you can see that a lot of them like get cleaned up after drinking alkaline water. Even this one here, this one is has prostate cancer with chemotherapy, and you're with chemo, taking drugs and stuff like that. Your body is very taxing to your body, and you know, after drinking 3 months, like, you can get your gut health back. Okay, so before diverting to a new topic, so here's a microcluster. What's microcluster? Microcluster is basically H2O, right? Water is H2O, but H2O, actually, sorry. I gotta play this so you can see the special effect. So H2O actually has it's a dipolar molecule. So it's a positive end, it's a negative end, right? So the negative and the positive end basically bind to each other in bonds like this, right? So H2O bond with each other, so that's why you get this liquid, right? So when you boil the water, you actually increase the Brownian motion, and basically it vibrates and it breaks these bonds, right? So the bond becomes smaller. The cluster becomes smaller. This is a 3-cluster molecule, right? You can have a lot of a cluster from 3 to 60, or tap water is actually 13 molecules cluster, right? Each cluster. So what does that mean to hydration? When the water is clustered like this, it's harder for the cell to absorb the water, right? As you can see here, this is a big cluster of water, and it's harder to get into the cell, and that's the discovery of Dr. Peter Ager. He won the Nobel Prize for this. He found that not all water can travel through the membrane into the cells, right? And he found what we call he called it aquaporins, which is water channels. So this water channel has a certain size, and if the water is smaller in cluster, if the water is smaller in cluster, it will go through the cell easier, right? So if the water is big cluster like this, it's harder to enter the cell, so it's less hydrating, right? So this water goes through electrolysis, and you know, with basically zapping with electricity, it breaks the bond, it becomes smaller, just like how natural water is in the spring water with the shear force breaking the bonds, right? So how do you even know that this water does that? So here, this will lead to my last demo. Okay, so it's called microclustering demo, hydration, right? So I should stop my sharing now. Okay, so now you can see. Okay, so here I have empty cups here, right? And I'm gonna pour water here, and I'm gonna pour the 9.5 Kangen water. So to compare the hydration. So when you boil the water, as I mentioned, the cluster becomes smaller, right? And because it's smaller, it can penetrate into cells better. And here I use T as a representation of your cell, right? So normally when you brew your tea, you have to heat up the water, right? The water has to be boiled and stuff like that. So when it boils, you know, as I mentioned, you add heat to the system, and basically it vibrates and it breaks the bonds, right? And if you boil more, it breaks into gas and it becomes steam, right? And then the water dries up, so it becomes steam, gas, right? So here it's just regular water, right? So this is regular water. You cannot brew tea from regular water, because why? Because the water is not small enough, the cluster is not small enough to make tea. But look at this Kangen water. You can see that the tea comes steep out right away. The reason why is because the cluster is small, and it penetrates right into the T cells, and it extracts all the nutrients and the chlorophylls and stuff like that in the tea. So here, you say, okay, because it's wet, right? Try it again. Regular water, tea doesn't come out, right? Now Kangen water, you see the difference, right? So you can see that this water is super hydrating because of this, right? Because it actually go right into the cells and breaks the cell up, and so when water goes into the cell, what does it do, right? So water carry oxygen, it detoxify your body, your cells, and it bring nutrients in your cells, and so your cell works better all of a sudden, right? This water, your water, it basically water can move through your cells easier, so it makes your cell function better, right? When your cells function better, you regain your health, right? Because you make up trillions of cells, and every cell needs water to function, and the water basically carries all kinds of oxygen and detoxification and things like that. So that's why when you drink this water, you feel a lot more energetic. You feel, better, and a lot of sickness and stuff like that it will help, right? So here I have regular water that has tea in it, but it's not penetrating because the cluster is too big, right? So here I have water here, right? So I'm going to pour this in, and you can see that it turns yellow, right? Why? Because tea is already there, but it's not penetrating. Now I have super hydrating water, and it hydrates all the T cells, and it becomes tea, just regular water, right? So that is why this water is super hydrating, and this has been a lot of study with sports medicine, things like that. A lot of athletes using this water to improve their performance, because when your body flows better, picks up more oxygen, right? You can run faster. Your cells can deliver all kinds of energy to your muscles and things like that. So it helps a lot with the hydration. It's all about hydration. Okay. So one more thing about water, tap water, right? Hopefully this works. Tap water that you drink every day. A lot of people said, yeah, in Canada we have tap water, is pretty good, right? The problem with tap water, it has a lot of chlorine, right? And chlorine, it actually has been shown in public, not PubMed, World Health Organization. It's a carcinogen, because chlorine, when it come in contact with organic matter, it becomes chloroform, right? Chloroform, basically, the chemical formula for it is trichloromethane, right? Basically, a common name is chloroform. So I'm gonna get my chlorine indicator, right? So here is the same cup that I opened. So I can just drop the solution in here, and if it has chlorine, it turns yellow. Okay, not to confuse with the yellow tea. So you can see that it's yellow, right? That means that it has chlorine in it. Okay, so now the chlorine is an oxidizing agent, right? It oxidizes. That's why you see the positive, negative, positive ORP and all this stuff, right? People put it in there to kill bacteria, right? To kill virus and microbes and things like that. Why? Chlorine is oxidizing, and it breaks the cell wall of the bacteria and the virus, and it kills it, right? It actually breaks the cell wall of your skin. So if you, that's why when you wash your face, or you wash your hands, or you go to the swimming pool, you get really dry, right? Especially with a lot of chlorine, your skin is dry and all stuff, and your eyes red. It's because your cells are basically dead, right? Because of chlorine, coming in contact with chlorine. So chlorine is an oxidizing, and in the process of touching the organic matter, it oxidizes and it becomes chloroform. Chloroform is considered carcinogens. It's in the class of THM, which is trihallomethanes, right? Halogen gas, like iodine, bromine, all kinds of stuff like that, right? So now I have vegetable here, and I wash it with tap water, right? So now tap water is being washed with chlorinated water again, right? So I'm going to take it out now. So now we're going to test the chlorine again to see if it's still yellow, right? This is the one with coming to attack my skin, and here is my vegetables. The water is still white. Why? Because the chlorine has changed into chloroform, which is the carcinogen, and it's in this water. What do we do with this water? We cook with it. We wash our vegetable with it. We make soup out of tap water. So, you know, let alone all this other contaminants like lead and all the stuff, heavy metals and things like that, that is could be in the water. But just chlorine alone, you know, this water can take away all that. So just to show you, the water, the Kangen water has no chlorine, right? Right, so there's no chlorine. So you can see that this water you can use to wash vegetables, you can cook with it, you can clean your house, and you can the acidic slight acidic water you can you know, use to mop the house and wash your dishes and you know, shine your glass, you know, so that you don't have to buy Windex and things like that. So it has a lot of uses for just the tap water, the wastewater, which is the bottom hole. It's slightly acidic. I think that concludes my presentation. I think I've gone a bit over, like, an hour. That's not too bad. So basically, this is a medical device. It goes into your home, and people say that this is going to be the 6 appliances in every home in the future, right? Because our water is getting worse. You know, everyone is getting sick. Our population is medical bills is going through the roof because everyone is overweight, everyone is sick with, you know, all kinds of contaminants and water contaminants, air pollution, you know, processed food, stress, and all this stuff. So you need this kind of water, this kind of machine in your house for your whole family, so that you can be safe, right? So I haven't talked about the special water of the 2.5. 2.5 water is actually disinfectant, right? Sanitizing. So with COVID nowadays, like, you know, because this makes true hypochlorous acid, right? And it's made from this machine as well. Every time you make the strong 11.5 Kangen to do all the washing and oil emulsifying, the bottom holes, you can make 2.5 acidic water. And this is true hypochlorous acid, which is like FDA approved as a disinfectant. And you can use it to, you know, I mean, there has been a lot of studies about this, and this Kangen water especially, you know, it kills like 99.9% bacteria and viruses and common bacteria in 30 seconds. So when you, you know, sometimes you hear like people, lettuce or things like that contaminated with E. coli, you know, or chicken being contaminated with salmonella, things like that. With this, you don't have to worry about all that. Basically, you spray onto the meat and the vegetables, you know, wait for 30 seconds, and all the microbes and bacteria dies because of the hypochlorous acid. And then you can safely wash it and cook with it, and you don't have to worry about food poisoning and things like that. This water has been used in Japan for over 250 hospitals, as I said, mentioned earlier, that it for wound care and for surgical equipment, disinfecting and things like that in the hospital. I do have a lot of videos about, you know, how Japan is using this. Japan is one of the country that has you know, the highest centenarians, which is people living over 100 years, and who knows that, you know, a small country like that with 2 atomic bombs ending the World War II, now, you know, they are the longest living people, right, with technology and all that stuff. So I trust the machine because, you know, it has all the certification and stuff like that. So it's good for my my family, and so far I have seen many people, you know, health conditions have been improved, if not cured, and especially cancer, as I mentioned. Like, I mean, I have a few people that actually survive this. So this is something that we need in our house. If you look at the cost, over 15 to 25 years, it's costing like 0.02 cents a gallon, right? So that is nothing, right? Compared to your health. Like, if you don't have any health, you don't have anything, right? People worrying about money you can make, but health you cannot gain, right? You got to do your due diligence, right? You know how they say an ounce of prevention is the same as the pound of cure, right? That's something like that. Basically, prevention is always better than cure, right? So yeah, everyone drink water. So change your water, change your life. That's the motto of the company, Enagic. And I hope you enjoy my presentation. If you have any question, please let me know. And
so much, Tam. Thank you very much. We can for you. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Very full, informative, and very thoroughly. And you lift up people's mind. They see that. Yeah. Now they see different. Not just water is water, but the water structure different. Then it could be different, right? And it could be so much benefit. So if you see how it is, and if you have question, you can just contact to Tam or I, or in the group, or just contact to the person who invite you to this demo, and talk to that person and raise up your concern or question, and we can answer you. Right now, due to COVID, all the staffs, energetic staff working from home, and they not allow us to go in to the office like in the past. So the process now a little bit longer. So if you really see this necessary for your family, if you see this is something that could bring you benefit, could improve your health, there's what you see with it that can use for your family, go chemical free, and just contact the people who invite you here. Right now, the company has 0% interest for 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, 16 months, depend on what term you choose. 0% interest, and the guarantee for this device. If you wonder how the machine look like, let us show you closely. So these machines have 5 years warranty, and like Tam say, it have over 25 years of life. That because it's made by medical graded materials, right? So this is Ka. This is the most the hottest items right now. To buy this now, there was time that we have to wait for a month or more for this model. So now the company produce more. So hopefully that you can bring one of this home. It's beautiful, it's touch screen, and it have 8 languages, and it's compact, and it's very light. I went to Vietnam, and I just put it in a backpack, and I take it to anywhere I go. I just hook into the local water, and I just drink water straight from the machine. And I went from north to south for my charity work, and I was fine. And here's the next model, which is SD501 Platinum. Oh, by the way, this one have 8 titanium plates inside. This one have 7 plates. The less plate, that the less ORP level the water. So the more plates, the water quality is better. And this is SD501 and 7 plates as well. This one using for big family, used for temple, for church, for hospital, for restaurant, just have two outcome courses. The host here, and this one just have one on the top and one on the bottom, but this one have two, so you can just have higher volume. This have 12 plates inside, and this one you can find at hospital. Okay, and down here's the one for single people use it. It have 3 plates. Okay, and the one here, the silver one, this is the travel one. People using this just for backpacking and going and go anywhere, just plug in and drink water. This machine, only this machine have 3 type of drinking ionized water: 8.5, 9.0, and 9.5, and beauty water from it, and nothing else. But the rest of them all have 7 different type of waters, and they have accept the 3 places, the travel, and the super one, the one used for commercial. Those have 3 years warranty. The rest of them for home use, they give us 5 years warranty. 5 years warranty and 0% interest, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful offer, right? And on top of that, once you use this machine, if you see how it benefits you, you could share with your friends, your family, your neighbor, your co-workers, and if they're interested to buy one, you can invite them to try our demo just like this. And from that, if the person purchase a machine, then you can have the commission. It's like appreciation for you to prefer people. That is the special program the company have. Let's say if you have $100,000, you come to Enagic and you knock on the door and you say you want to purchase a machine. You don't know anybody, that nobody introduced you, you just have the money and you want to buy it. People won't, the company won't sell it to you. But if you say Tam Nguyen prefer it to you and you have no money, company will offer you 0% interest and let you payment and let you buy it. Okay, so that's this very special program, and how most of our customers here, I would say more than 90% of my clients, they all take the money back for their machines. And some of them, even after they collect the money for their machines already, and they like this business, they like us, they like the product, they confident with the product, and they see how useful it is for people. They want to help more people, and that they join us with this business. So, it's that we just not pulling, nagging, forcing anything. We just understand everything. And now that you understand everything from the business, from the programs, from how you purchase it, and all you need to do, contact the person who invited you here.
Thanks, Ying. Before we go, I want to show you a real picture of just the power of Kangen water, right? So this guy, he's in Vietnam, and he was severely burned, 3rd-degree burn, because he drinks alcohol, right? He was like drunk, and you know how you what is it? Sorry. You know how you like breathe air, breathe fire, right? So you basically take alcohol in your mouth and in the flame and you breathe it out, right? So this guy is trying this stunt, and this is what happened. The fire got caught back onto his body, and he got burned severely, right? And this is like just beginning. If you think his mouth like that, he cannot eat or drink stuff like that, right? So his sister bought a machine from us, and she posted a picture and said, "What can we do?" I had no idea, because I've never seen it so bad, right? So what she did was she used 2.5, of course, for disinfecting, right? So she used on the skin, and she used like breadcrumbs put in his mouth, so to feed him with breadcrumbs, because you need to eat, right? And she fed him with Kangen water, right? After 20 days, he recovered fully, and you know, his scar and everything it has gone away. And I took a picture with him. He's quite a funny guy. The problem also, another problem is he drinks a lot, right? So his his liver was failing, right? So he's getting jaundice, which is like the yellow of the eye, right? His skin was yellow and all this stuff. So because of drinking this Kangen water, hydrogen-rich water, his his basic liver has been cured as well, right? So he doesn't have that jaundice anymore, and his skin is not like, you know, yellow and other stuff. So you can see the power of hydrogen-rich water that this machine can make, right? And there are like tons and tons of PubMed studies out there about, you know, how the liver, the cancer, and diabetes and all this stuff. And you know, so if you're interested in all the research, because of the interest of time, I don't have time to show you all these videos, but and research on it. But if you're interested in certain particular disease and sickness, and let me know, okay? So, and this is psoriasis, like my Jessica, my friend, my you know, team from California, and this is her result, the client's result that she shared on the group. Okay.
Thank you, Tam.
All right.
Anybody have question? Now you can open your, I mean, unmute yourself and ask the question. We here more like friend and family and we're close, so don't be shy. Just ask question. We're more than happy to answer your question.
Dai, you have a question? Any question?
I see he about to make the fuel for the rocket.
He's an engineer, so he's always thinking about rockets.
No questions. But probably use the plate for that.
Yeah, I know. And yeah, people make hydrogen from electrolysis all the time, right? And hydrogen is actually a very good fuel. In fact, when you run the machine like this, right, and you can actually put fire, like, I mean, a lighter, you can hear it pops and actually burns, right? You can hear the crackling sound from the water that's running out from the machine. It's really interesting.
That's interesting. You should try it next time.
Yeah, I try it all the time. I just, you know, because here I don't have water hooking into the machine, right? So I can really demo that. But online, a lot of people do show all that, right? And I guess I should do that too, just for interest of, you know, hydrogen gas.
Thank you. It's great presentation.
Thanks, Dai. So you're ready to buy, right?
Sure, depending on the price on the machine.
Well, we can talk about it, because you said you want to get one for your parents, right? So
yep, and I'm
yeah,
sure I want to get an extra plate for my rocket.
Yeah.
Those of you have older people at home, like parents or grandparents at home, once you're using this, you see it's worth it, every penny that you spend for the machine. I'm talking about my mom, my dad. My mom used to have a chronic constipation, like the Vietnamese called chỉ, that's what it called, and very painful for her, and she constantly in pain and sleepless, and especially that her stomach hurting very often, right? So Sunday in the morning, get up, normally we look fresh and healthy and all that, right? But mom woke up and she all looked tired and pale, and what's wrong, mom? Oh, her stomach was hurting last night, and I feel so sad. But ever since I use this machine, not even once I see my mom like that, not anymore. And my mom been so funny that I've been promoted for health, and really, because I'm one of the one. I mean, my body was really damaged after 15 years of medications, right? So with this coconut water, it's helped my health improve tremendously. I feel it and I see it. So I promote for health. But my mom, when people ask, how she looks so healthy and so fresh and young and all that, and she's like, oh yeah, don't know what the water that my daughter gave it to me, it helped me poop so easy. She just naturally say it, but it sounds funny, but it's so true. And
Yeah.
my dad have gout. Like if he eat beef, he have gout. If he drink just a little half cup of beer, he have gout. And it's like constantly, like almost every month, he has it. He used to have it, but now not even once. I mean, the last 2.5 years, he has it just twice, but it just lasts for a day or two and it's gone, and he back to normal. But in the past, when he had it, he walked on the can, and for years I couldn't take him to travel anywhere because of his gout. But now, last year and a half, I took him to Japan, and I'm really happy. He walked with me and he traveled around, and you know how Japan, that a lot of walking out there, and he was doing just fine. So that's very, I mean,
Yeah, this one, I have a lot of customer also try this water, and J is actually hemorrhoid, right? Hemorrhoid is like, because constipation, if you don't deal with constipation, it can lead to hemorrhoids, right? And this water, because it loosens the stool and it makes you go easier, then the hemorrhoids get a chance to recover as well. So it really helps. Like I've seen that as well. Yeah.
yeah.
And chị Diệu đây nè, right? Her husband, I didn't know, but she just shared the other day that her husband has gout, and it's gone away too, right? Now he can drink and eat and all the stuff and not worrying about gout attack.
Yes, it's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He getting a lot better. He not even drink he can drink now, eat beef and seafood now.
Oh.
Before he not even have a piece of that. He just ate a piece of that and he hurt right away, and then his toe start swelling red and hurt right away. But now it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing I want to share, like last week when I went to camping,
Mm-hmm.
and when we went home, both of us like the same time talking. Do you recognize something? Yeah, I recognize, because usually when he's out of the wind like that, he sneezes a lot. He like can have
Allergies,
a 5 to 10 times sneezing, choo, 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 all the time. But now this time, he said all night we out in the wind, and we have to light a fire. We sit around the fire, and he not even sneeze. And then oh yeah, so that's another thing we found it out, that the Kangen help him a lot with this.
Wow.
I know,
because for me, that's what helped me as well. I have seasonal allergies, right? I have pollen, which is in the spring, and I have hay fever, which is like ragweed in the fall. And basically, even before the season started, I had to stock up, Claritin, Reactin, whatever's on sale to keep me going through the season. But it's gone away, and I didn't even realize it. The season passed, and then I look back and say, wait a minute, I don't have allergy anymore, right? It's not itchy eyes or runny nose or coughing, anything like that. So the allergies really helped. It's crazy, but
I realized that too, because I know
Yeah.
Tam for years. He came to my house so many times, and there was times that he came out, his eye all red and red nose, and looked like he just cried, and I feel bad. I thought like something he upset or something, and I asked him if he's okay, and that's just allergy. And sometimes he came here with his family, the whole family traveling, and he just always looked like crying, like sick, have a cold, but not anymore. I don't see it.
The thing is, like, sometimes it's hard to believe, but water is just water, right? But because it goes through electrolysis, it's been restructured. It has all these properties, especially the hydrogen, right? the microcluster and things like that, it really helps your body to recover itself, because your body has the ability to recover itself, right? But you don't give it enough ingredients, right? You don't drink enough water, you don't drink the right type of water, right? And your body never have a chance to heal itself, right? So with this water, your body, it's not the water does it, it's the water provide the proper environment for your cells and your every part of your body function better, and it corrects itself, right? So that's why you see this all these claims, right? And people are very and the company very strict in terms of medical claims and things that, especially unsubstantiated. But so far, like, we have so many machines in our team and our group, and no one ever came and said that it didn't do anything, right? It helps, right? Arthritis to diabetes, to psoriasis and skin conditions, to high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and it's all medically researched, right? I have a lot of studies and it talks about all that, right? But just a lot of people don't know about it, right? Only right now 2% people have this machine, although in Japan every 6 household has something like this, right? That's why the Japanese is one of the people that live the longest in the world. Okay, anyways.
Hi. So everyone, thank you so much for listening. And thank you for inviting your guests here. And guests, thank you for being listening, and hope you make the decision soon to protect your family. Okay. Contact people.
All right. Take care. Good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Every
Have a good
Wednesday,
night.
every Wednesday we have this again. So Monday night is Vietnamese, and Wednesday nights are English. So invite your guests to come in and learn about the water.
I'm going to download this and the last week Vietnamese version. Last Monday Vietnamese version, and I'm going to share with the team.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Good night. Bye bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.